What is it?
Well, they weren't kidding. This safe is serious.
How serious we talking, Scotty?
It's a Carbondale. It's from 1910. Made from the same steel as the Titanic.
Wow. Can you crack it?
Well, here's the thing. It doesn't do so well in the cold. Remember what that iceberg did?
Yeah, man, it killed DiCaprio.
Killed everybody.
Not to kill the old lady. She still throw the jewel into the oceans.
I said this to you when you made Observe and Report, which is fucking awesome, that you should do more comedies.
You did tell me that, but that was 6 years ago.
Yeah, and I've been waiting patiently, and then Ant-Man comes along.
I've got my third one.
Right. With Ant-Man, I'm sure, have you seen online that people basically keep on saying again and again, you steal the movie?
I think you're probably just saying that because you're my buddy, but like
You should look online.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not just saying that.
But how much of an asshole would I be to look online like Michael Pena, Ant-Man? Let's see what people are saying about me.
You'd be surprised. I heard people have so you have no Google alert set for you.
No, because I'm like, I think you live by the sword, die by the sword. So I'm like, I would only pay attention to the people that actually thought I sucked in the movie. Like Cesar Chavez, for instance, was like, who was a very quiet man, and I'm like, his family thought that I did a good job, and then there were some people who were like, nah, I didn't like him. I'm like, all right, thanks.
I think that there are naysayers. It's really a shame. I think maybe you think this, maybe I don't know, but I think certain people just don't have their claws out for certain properties, regardless of how it turns out. Like it could be a home run, and people are like, fuck that. You know?
But also I know that like my manager's been sending me some, and the best thing is that people are really surprised and really like Ant-Man.
Yeah, I am surprised at the level of how much, because the movie.
Why is that? Because I thought you'd love something like this.
No, I do. But the thing is, I think that because it went through a lot of turmoil with Edgar, and then the directing changes, and there was all that stuff, like I think people were nervous. Like, oh, I don't know if this is going to be able to come together.
Right.
And so people are really responding to it.
Yeah, and then Adam McKay did the rewrites along with Paul Rudd, and it's Kevin Feige and all those guys at Marvel, which really love story and really like to entertain people, and I think they did it. I love the action sequences in Ant-Man, which would be really interesting because I think it's just a really interesting viewpoint or point of view as to how the action actually plays out.
I'm going to take you back in time. We'll see if you remember this. It's 2 New Year's Eves ago. It is on, what's the name of it? Fountain? No, not Fountain. The street. Franklin.
La Poubelle.
La Poubelle. Jimmy Duvall, you, me, maybe a significant other, talking about what movie? And me screaming at you that you need to do this film.
It was Brie, and...
I'll give you a hint. It was this movie.
Ant-Man.
It was.
Oh my God.
I was screaming at you that night, pitching you on why you needed to do this film, more comedy.
But also you had some beers.
That's true.
Which you're like, do you even Marvel? Marvel? I'm like, am I here?
True, but I will also say that big comic book fan, and I think I was trying to sell you on doing Marvel movies.
you weren't drunk, but I was like, I remember I didn't know because I don't really know that world very much, and I just started reading Marvel comics because of my kid, who I've been reading for the last 6 years. And I was like, wow, these are really cool. And then I think I watched Iron Man at that time, and then the week after I watched Thor, and then I kept watching more Marvel movies, and I was like, oh God, I would have been an idiot to not do this movie.
Well, the thing at the time was, you said to me, the part that they're asking me to play is really great. You're like, it's so funny, it's so good, and you gave me nothing. You revealed 0, but you were 100% right.
Oh, thanks, bud. Thanks.
100%.
No, could see, but I didn't know how I was going to fit, or if maybe it would be somebody. You got to be honest with yourself, because sometimes you get an offer for an amazing movie, you read the script, and you're like, I shouldn't. Somebody else should. Is going to be better. And in this one, it was I had a little bit of trouble, with the character. I didn't know. We had a test, where you audition other actors, and I was like, man, I suck, dude. That's why I was like, man, maybe I shouldn't do this movie. And then I think there was just a little bit of a hint of maybe possibly dropping out, and they're like, nope, it's not gonna happen. So, but then thank God I kept working on it, and then I'm imitating somebody from my old neighborhood in Chicago, who may or may not be a criminal and who may or may not be in jail, but he sounds just like that guy.
I laughed a ton watching you in the film. I especially loved, and I don't want to give away too much, but I especially loved the telephone game. And I don't want to say more than that, but that's a great great sequence.
Yeah.
Actually, there's two of those. But talk a little bit about, was that on the page? Any of that improv?
Dude, I guess we can't tell the audience what it is, but like, there's two scenes where a lot of information is being brought out. And I think that they're, it's always exposition or whatever, but these two young writers, Gabriel and Matthew, actually came up with it. And they gave it to me the night before, and it was like 3 or 4 pages of a monologue. I was like, oh man, dude. So I kept messing it up, and they keep the mess ups in the movie. It's great. You guys will see it.
I didn't know that was, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I kept messing it up because it's so much things. So I'm like, I'd go off on tangents and try to remember. And I said, can we cut? I don't know what happened. They're like this. No, just keep going. And so they were setting me up for that.
That's awesome. Now I need to see the movie again to actually watch that.
Yeah, the mess ups.
Yeah. So have you ever, when you have a crazy monologue like that? Because I know Brando used to have cue cards, and then some people have like earpieces. Have you ever done anything like that or thought about it?
No, I mean, I was really nervous at the time, and I'm like, I was thinking about maybe doing it, but then it somehow came together, and I was able to, follow the story, and plus they were laughing when I was messing it up.
Yeah,
So I just might as well do that, and it was all by accident anyway.
Well, you have to talk a little bit about, I love Michael Douglas, huge fan of Paul Rudd, and I know it's a little generic, but like, what was it like working with these guys, and can you share like a story like that might not be PG-13?
Paul Rudd is there's not a lot of R about him, I guess. The one thing that like him and Bobby Cannavale love karaoke. They love it, man. They pull out like the old hits, like songs that I've never even heard of, and they know all the words to it. But I mean, working with those guys, like it was Peyton Reed, him, and me, and then David Desmond with T.I. I mean, we would all gather around and like rewrite some of the stuff or whatever we thought was funny at that point, because Marvel like really let us do what we wanted to do, which I was really surprised. It almost felt like the biggest indie film I've ever done in my life.
I heard that they're very, very loose on set, and then in the editing room they're a lot more like, we got to find how it comes together and makes it work.
Yeah, no, that's right. I'm like, they have like additional photography and reshoots on whatever it is that they think is working or they need to punch up, and it was really loose, but at the same time, like, you knew that if you weren't good or you were being lazy, you'd probably get fired. So I was like, okay, just don't get fired.
No pressure.
No pressure. I was sweating. I was nervous every day.
When I spoke to Feige, he specifically complimented your work in the movie. You definitely, and he talked about wanting to put you in a little bit more. When you signed on, they make everyone sign like multi-picture deals.
Yeah.
Were you like, bring it on, or were you like, ooh, I don't know if I want to sign for 3 or 5 movies?
I mean, there's nothing wrong. Like after I talked to you, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with being in like 3 or 5 movies. How many movies am I signed on for? 5?
I'm asking you. I have no idea.
I don't know. Maybe it's 3. Well, you talked to Kevin Feige.
I didn't ask him though.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Way to go, dude.
There are other people in this room right now, in case you think it was just us two.
Yeah. There's people filming.
Yeah.
and on Facebook, apparently.
Right. Exactly.
Or Tumblr.
The Tumblr?
Tumblr?
Yeah. It's 99. I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but Tumblr is 99. I'm convinced Tumblr is 99% women. I don't know any guys that are on it, but women are all over it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 100%. This is what I've heard and learned.
I only have Instagram and Facebook.
I'm telling you, literally it's women.
And the Twitter.
I'm also a fan of the Facebook.
The Facebook is good.
Yeah, 100%.
That's where I get most of my news now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard it's popular.
Like if there's like 50 people that like this one particular story, you're like, okay, great. But if there's like Uncle Joe that really likes bass fishing, and then I'll skip that.
Thank you for the coffee, ma'am. It's not too often that you rob a place and they get welcome back. I mean, because we just robbed you.
You know that he was arrested for stealing a smoothie machine, right?
2 smoothie machines.
Are you sure they can handle this?
Oh, we can handle it. We're professionals.